Are you a mechanic and you're looking to get cordless tools, or you're looking to upgrade your cordless tool game? Well, I have got the list that's going to help you get there. Nuts and bolts with Tone here, guys. I have put together a list of my top 10 cordless tools for mechanics. Now, some of these are brand new, just coming out. Some of them have been out for a while. Let's go check it out.
All right, so before I start, I want to let you know that I came up with some prices, and what I did was to give an even price point across the board. I Googled it, and I went to Home Depot, and all the prices that I have are bare tool only. No charger, no batteries. Now, I urge you to look for deals. Home Depot is probably one of the best places to buy Milwaukee, unless you find it at JD Tico or Tex Choice when it's on sale. Those are the two places that have big deals. But other than that, Home Depot is going to be the one place you want to check. Now, a lot of the stuff I got it at Home Depot, and I got it when it was on a deal, whether it came with the batteries and a charger, or just a bare tool only. So let's start with a tool that everyone needs in their box, and I don't care what you do in automotive, you want this tool in your box. If you don't have it, I urge you to strongly go out and get it. The M12 3/8 Stubby Impact. Now, this is very similar to the 1/2-inch Impact, except for that it's 3/8. Now, this is number one on my list. This was my first Milwaukee tool, I believe. This is 4.8 inches in length, and it delivers 250 foot-pounds of torque. Now, this I found it for $200 at Home Depot. Bare tool. Now, this is a really good tool. Now, most of the Milwaukee tools, the Impacts, they have a 4-mode operation. They have high, medium, and low, and then they have what's called auto shut-off mode in the 4th setting. It prevents over-fastening of bolts. The other benefit is if you're using a big Impact and you're taking off lug nuts. You know how you're using an Impact and you're taking off lug nuts, and then they go flying because the RPMs are too high. Well, as soon as this detects that it's broke loose, it drops the RPM so you don't fling your bolts everywhere. I really like that feature. However, I don't use it very often, but I like that it's there, especially if you're working on a really nice car. So $200, 3/8 Stubby Impact is number one. Now, number two also is the 1/2-inch Stubby Impact, which is only 0.1 inches longer. Has the same torque, the same 4 modes of operation. The difference is we're going to have a lot of sockets for the 1/2-inch drive that we don't have for 3/8. And whenever you put a reducer or any sort of a reducing adapter on there, you lose torque. So to gain maximum torque, you're going to want this 1/2-inch Stubby Impact. That's number two. Now, it also is $200. So it's crazy because it's the same price for both tools. It's just 1/2-inch and 3/8. The next tool on my list is, now this is the big boy. This is the M18, the fuel 1/2-inch high torque impact wrench. Now this thing has 1,200 foot-pounds of fastening torque and 1,600 foot-pounds of breakaway torque. This also has the 4-mode feature. Now, I researched this to see. So this is $280 at Home Depot. Now, the snap-on equivalent to this is $623. Bare tool. That's the bare tool. Now, the snap-on is $1,050 of tightening torque, as this one is $1,200. And the breakaway torque on the snap-on is 1,440 foot-pounds. This one, the breakaway torque is 1,640 foot-pounds. So, in my opinion, this is definitely more beneficial. Using them side by side, now that's something you'd have to go and try. But, I mean, to me, $280 versus $623, that's a no-brainer for me. Now, the next one is kind of tricky. So, I was a Snap-on guy for a very long time. All Snap-on cordless tools. And one day I decided to try a Milwaukee tool. And I liked it. I thought it was great. Stubby Impact was awesome. So I kind of converted over. All my cordless tools were converting to Milwaukee, except for the cordless ratchets. I thought there's no way that Milwaukee's going to beat it. And my coworker had a bag of tools stolen out of his car. He had his snap-on long neck quarter drive ratchet in the car, and it was a brushless, so it was the new one. And it got stolen, so he had to replace it. Well, the Milwaukee is a lot cheaper, and he decided to try it. So we checked him out. Well, the Milwaukee actually outperforms the Snap-on. It's longer, and the head is thinner. So I like it personally. I like it better. Now, this is the quarter drive, high speed, and it is 35 foot-pounds of torque. Now, I checked this one out. Now, the Milwaukee is $250, and it is 14.35 inches long. The Snap-on is $318, and it is 13.7 inches long. So it's shorter, more expensive, but it has the same torque, 35 foot-pounds. So I'm going to convert to the Milwaukees. Unfortunately, I just upgraded my quarter and my 3/8 long neck ratchets with snap-ons. So it will be a very long time before I get the Milwaukee ratchets. The next one. Now, this one, I have not tried it. I've watched lots of videos. This is a tool that is going to be beneficial. And when you need this tool, it's going to come in clutch. Now, it has a considerable amount of torque. This has 60 foot-pounds of torque. This is, I looked this up, it is $250. I found a bare tool that comes with the sockets. No battery, no chargers. Just the tool and the socket set for $250. And like I said, that was at home. No, that's the highest. No, I'm sorry. $300. And it's 60 foot-pounds. So that is actually equivalent to the Snap-on 3/8 long neck ratchet. I didn't look that one up because they're not really the same. The inside of ratchet, you have this head on here where your socket is inside of the head, and so you only have the portion of the socket that's sticking out. It's going to go on your fastener. So you're going to have less room between the socket and the edge of the ratchet than you do a snap-on ratchet, for instance. So the inside of ratchet is next on my list. Actually, it's next on my list to get. Next up, the M18 Fuel Drill Driver. Now, I have this drill. This thing is amazing. It's an M18. This thing works great. I love it. There's not really a whole lot of specs to give you on this one. It's 6.9 inches long, and it has an auto stop control mode. I really like this drill. I have this one. I use it at work all the time, and I recommend this one. And this one is $200. The next one. Now, I've seen a lot of people use this. I personally have not used it, but I recently was watching some videos where Chris Enright was using this, and he really liked it. This is an impact. It is a right angle impact. It is not a cordless ratchet. It does not break the bolts loose manually by turning the tool like a cordless ratchet does. You can break things loose with a cordless ratchet and then pull the trigger. This does not do that. This is an impact. The anvil spins all the time. So this is 220 foot-pounds of torque. And this one is $200. And the head of it is 2.2 inches thick, or 2.2 inches wide. Next up on the list, we have the M12 right angle die grinder. Now, I don't own this one. My coworker does, and I sneak it every chance I get because I'll be honest with you, it is just so much easier to go and grab this tool and clean a gasket surface than it is to get mine out, get an air hose, then you're fighting the air. I have all the swivels for the air, but it still just doesn't quite. You're doing timing covers, and the air hose is getting stuck on hoses and vacuum lines, and it's just a pain in the butt. So I recommend this one. Now, this one is $220. definitely a big recommendation on my part. Now, this tool is an underrated tool for me because I actually won this in a giveaway, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before that. Tool Up did a giveaway and I won this tool. And it sat in the bottom of my box forever. I never used it. It's an M18. I didn't really think about it. And the first time I used it, oh wow, this thing is very powerful. I really like this tool. Now this one is 150 bucks and has 2,000 inch-pounds of torque. You can't go wrong with this one. I strongly recommend that. It is going to put a lot more torque than the little handheld. I'll show you mine that I have at home, the little quarter drive, handheld. Actually, it's right here. Then this right here. You got this guy here, and you're going to use this. The only problem is it just doesn't have enough torque. So you find yourself holding it and trying to break stuff free and hurting your wrists. I mean, it's kind of a pain in the butt to do that. So I recommend this one, and this is 150 bucks, 2,000 inch-pounds. Next up on the list, I bought this. I actually got this for I think I might have got it for free from Home Depot. Actually, I did. They had a deal where you bought a battery and a charger or something, and I had to buy a M12 charger. My charger at work died, and I was getting it warranted from Matco, and I didn't have enough chargers. So I needed a charger, and it came with a battery. And if you bought that, you got a free tool. So I bought the Hackzall. Let me tell you, I love this thing. You just go and snip off some exhaust, do whatever, this thing gets it done. And it actually kind of works. My neighbors had all these trees hanging over the fence, and it was always going to my pool. And the neighbor told me I can cut them all down if I want to. And so I went over with this Hackzall with some super duper wood blades and zapped them all down. One battery, never got tired. It never got wore out. And yeah, it worked great. So, and the Hackzall is 170 bucks. Definitely worth it. But really pay attention at Home Depot because I'm telling you, you can buy a couple batteries and get a free tool. You can buy a charger and a battery and get a free tool. So definitely worth it if you can wait, unless you just have to go out and buy something. Now, this is the M12 3-inch cutoff tool. Now, I really like this because it is cordless. You don't have to drag your air hose around. Air hoses are just almost becoming something of the past. I have a few tools that I use my air hoses for, but most of the time I use cordless for just about everything. And now this one here is 150 bucks. So it's the M12. It works really good. Let's go on to the next one. So that's it on the tools. Now, let's talk about batteries. Now, Milwaukee has a lot of battery options. So this is an M12 battery. Now, this is the high output. One of my, I bought one of these from Home Depot. It came, I can't remember, I bought some sort of kit, and it came with the 2.5 high output battery. Now, this is the regular size M12 battery. So it's not any bigger, but it's more powerful. So you put this on your tool, and your tool is going to be more powerful than it was, but there are bigger options. So now this is the biggest option if you don't want the bottom of your tool to change. So this is what it looks like right here. Now the next option I'm going to show you changes the bottom of this battery to about this big and about this deep. So it's almost, it's a little bit smaller than an M18 battery, but it's an M12. So, and I'm tell you what, this next battery here, and those batteries, the 2.5, those are 80 bucks for a single battery. I don't recommend you just go out and buy a battery. I'm just trying to give you price comparison points. That's all I'm showing you. Now this is the battery I recommend right here, especially if you own that tool. So now let's say you own that one and that one. Well, you're going to want to get two of these because you really want one on each one of those guns. Now those are M12 guns, that are really powerful. So if you provide them with more power, then they're unstoppable. So this is what I use on my Stubby Impact all the time. It's a 5.0 battery. Now the 5.0 battery is $130. I guarantee you that you can find all of these tools cheaper if you look for a deal. So that's it for the M12. Now, for the M18, there are some options. So this is the high output 6.0 battery. I just bought a couple of these not super long ago. Within the past year, I bought two of these 6.0 high output batteries for my big guns. I like them. They're great. And the 6.0 battery is, I forgot to look up the price of the 6.0 battery. I think it was around $180 because, yeah, it was 180 because I looked up the price of this one and it came up with the same price, $180. So this is the XC 8.0. Now, this one, I thought it was fairly new when I bought the 6.0, or maybe I thought the 6.0 was the highest. Like I said, I have only been in the Milwaukee game for the past, couple years. I know some of you guys been with them for a long time. Like I said, I was a Snap-on guy for a long time, and definitely easing away from the Snap-on. The prices are really high. So this is the XC 8.0. Now this battery is, like I said, $180. Pretty sure this one is the same price at Home Depot as a 6.0. Now let's move up to this one. Now this one here I've never seen. I was researching batteries and this one came up as the biggest. So this one says it provides 50% more power and it runs 50% cooler than the red lithium HD battery packs. Now, as far as what that really does for your tool, I don't really know. I mean, I can tell you that the 6.0 battery on the big Milwaukee gun is really powerful. So, unless you were side by side on a bolt that was torqued the same, you wouldn't really know the difference. It would be kind of hard. And that battery is $250, so it's quite a bit more. But I mean, if you're getting 50% more power out of it, and it's running cooler, I mean, if it's running cooler, I would imagine that it's going to keep its charge longer. I mean, heat is a killer. So now let's look at some cool stuff that Milwaukee has. Now, I didn't pull up all the different ones because there's so many different options. So this one right here is the one that came with my Milwaukee gun that I showed you in my drawer when I bought it. No, actually, no. Let me take that back. I am a big liar. That one did not come with it. It was I don't even see it. Basically, it's one of these, and all it is that charger right there. It only charges the M12. And so I have a couple of these. So this battery pack here, this is a rapid charger. I don't have a rapid charger, but I have this style here. I have two of these where it charges an M18 and an M12. I bought a kit from Matco with a big impact gun, half inch and 3/8, and that one came with this charger. And then I bought a deal at Home Depot when, like I told you, I needed a charger, and I bought one of these with some batteries. And so I have two of these at work. But I mean, they have a lot of chargers. I mean, they have these rapid chargers here where you could put 6 M18 batteries on there. You've got all kinds. This kind right here, just a regular normal charger. They have this big one right here that does 3 M12s and three M18s. You got 4 M12s. I mean, 2 M18s. I mean, there is a lot of options. They've got a universal charger here. All different types of chargers that you can get for these batteries. So definitely Milwaukee is really stepping it up. I mean, Snap-on, there's really not a whole lot of options as far as chargers and all that. I mean, you have the batteries that come with the tools and you have the chargers, and that's it. You have a whole bunch of batteries to charge, and you got to have a whole bunch of chargers. I used to have 4 of the 14.4 chargers all lined up because I used my Snap-on cordless tools so often. So that is going to wrap it up for the cordless tool. But there, let's go ahead and recap the Stubby Impact 3/8 and the Stubby half. Now, let's say I had to pick 5. I would think that my top 5 would be the 3/8 Stubby Impact, definitely the high torque. Let's see. I think the quarter drive high speed, and then obviously maybe the insider ratchet. I don't know. I actually didn't really think about if I was only going to pick 5. Kind of hard to do on the spot. But my definitely top 1 is that one. And then my top 2 are that one and that one. So Milwaukee for the win. If you don't have a Milwaukee, I strongly urge you to go out and buy this one right here. If you buy this Impact, I guarantee you are going to be so impressed that you will go out and buy some more Milwaukee cordless tools. That's it.
That's it. That's my top cordless tools for mechanics. They're all Milwaukee, but I mean, Milwaukee has got the market cornered, and Snap-on better step up their game because they're just not cutting it. So, thanks for watching the video. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified of all my future content, which you definitely don't want to miss. Also, drop a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite Milwaukee tool is. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.